Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Mount Carmel Area High School Red Tornado football. Tonight, the Red Tornadoes have traveled to Pottsville, Pennsylvania, where they're going to be hosted by the Crimson Tide of Pottsville area. Tonight, the Crimson Tide, the only Quad A school on the Red Tornado schedule as they move through the year. This is a series, Wayne, that ended back in '93,
yes,
and then was reignited last year at Mount Carmel as the Crimson Tide visited us at the Silver Bowl and came out with a loss last year in a good game. So tonight we come out here to Veterans Stadium, a beautiful venue. Really one of the better stadiums that you get to play high school football in, although I have my moments about the roof area here, but that's a whole other story. But two tough games in a row for the Red Tornadoes as they come off backyard rivalries with Southern Columbia area Tigers and the Shamokin area Indians. And now they come to the Crimson Tide, and although not a major rivalry, we've been playing them since 1908, believe it or not, but really not a major rivalry in the sense that they're backyard, we interact with them. But the real sense of this football game is, of course, Coach Brennan, born and raised here in Pottsville and from Pottsville, so he's coming home for the first time in this stadium as an opposing coach for Mount Carmel area. So a lot of feeling, I'm sure, on that sideline. And of course, Coach Keating back here at Pottsville to coach the Crimson Tide this year.
Yeah, Coach Keating was the head coach. He was head track coach maybe 18 years ago when I was coaching track. And he's a great guy. I know Coach Keating going all the way back to high school. When we played Pottsville, we would get together after the games, come up here, and he came down a couple of times to Mount Carmel. Coach Keating then, as everybody knows, had lost the job, I guess. I guess through some internal reasons for a couple of years, and now he's back again. It's great to see that he's back. He's, again, a great coach.
We're gonna have some troubles up here tonight as Wayne and I are standing right next to a loudspeaker. You can hear it clearly, I guess, as you hear this broadcast, but it is deafening up here on the roof right now to even talk to each other with headsets on. So bear with us here as this game gets ready to get underway. They're putting the captains out there now for the coin toss as the Red Tornadoes coming out in all white again for the second time this year.
Yes.
You hardly ever see them in all white, and they show up in all white for the second time in 1 year. So you see the big guys out there along with Shikatano down there and Leonovich and the Pottsville Crimson Tide captains. They're getting ready to get this thing going. A night where, very comfortable night weather-wise, but of course the threat of rain. It is very cloudy and very foggy in the distance here, and they're calling for maybe a passing shower. But we should not see a lot of rain tonight. The field, as usual here at Pottsville, is in excellent condition. Instead, it is a beautiful stadium. You can see the beautiful red and white tartan track around this stadium that they installed. That wasn't here the last time we played, I don't think.
No,
cinder track in those days. So they've done a great job with this stadium. It's a very old stadium with all of the rock work and all around the walls and everything. So a great place to see high school football on a Friday night. And we're, I believe, in for a whale of a football game. The guy watching this Pottsville side of the ball, of course, will be what you remember from last year, the quarterback McFarland. He pretty much did the bulk of the ball carrying last year. Now, they were in somewhat of an odd offense last year.
Yes.
They did not put a lot of ball carriers back there. We are expecting more of a traditional two-back set from them and more of a traditional run-like offense than we saw from McFarland last year, of course, with a different coaching philosophy last year as compared to Keating. Now, Keating, if you remember the first time we'd seen him way back when he coached here, he was a veer offense.
Yes.
I mean, he ran strictly veer offense. They did not believe we're going to see veer as much this year as we had in the past.
He had the rules to do that, and also he had the speed packs to run that offense. And one surprising thing as we look down, I mean, we are up on top of the press box, so it takes a set of binoculars here to look down. But the size of Pottsville's team is about the same number as the Tornadoes, which is, to me, for a Quad A team, is quite surprising. Not taking away from their size, though. Right. I mean, they do have a very big team coming. Of course, they gave Hazelton, who has a very good team this year, playing Berwick, and tonight, had given Hazelton sort of a tussle last week up until the second half.
Well, you look at, I saw one of the guys go out there that was a captain, 73, Brian Manning. He's coming in at 290 on that roster. So they got some big guys. But you're right, the squad size, the actual number of players for a Quad A school is fairly small.
Yeah.
You would expect a lot more kids in the sideline for a Quad A school like this.
Well, they do match up size-wise. They match up real close to what Mount Carmel puts on, if not bigger.
The Red Tornadoes will be kicking off to start this football game. The Tide receiving back deep for the Tide. Number 5 is Matt Chipolonia. He's the deep back. He's ringed over there by number 9, Schaefer. And I believe it's number 2. I can't tell, Jack Correll. These guys are about 9 miles away from us when we're up there in the roof. This guy had said the numbers before. I can't even imagine now.
5'9" and 2.
So it is 5'9" and 2. That Cabbage will get ready to kick off here for the Red Tornadoes and get this game underway. Kicks it straight down the middle. It's going to go down to, well, they fight over it. It's going to be number 9 with the ball. That's Schaefer coming upfield, and Schaefer's going to be taken down by the Red Tornadoes, down by number 35 for the Red Tornadoes. And that, of course, is Buracheski. So they're going to start their first offensive series with the ball on their own 28-yard line, where it'll be 1st and 10. Crimson Tide as McFarland gets in that. Howard McFarland wearing number 11 tonight. He's the guy you want to watch. He's the guy that could be the game breaker here for the Tide. He comes out in an I formation. As I said, we'll see a little bit more of that than we saw last year with Chipolonia. I'll get him right, too, I think, as the tailback, and he is. We go right up in the middle. He opens up with a big fullback.
Let me get over to defense. A couple changes here. The left end, number 66, Jonathan Novak. The left tackle, number 71, Marshall Merarkey. The nose guard, number 83, Sean Fracolosi. The right tackle, number 79, John Skinner. The right end, Justin Leonovich. Number 41, the left linebacker, number 59, Nick Chapman. The right linebacker, 88, Rick Greco. The left cornerback, number 27, Tim Wargo. The right cornerback, number 28, Nate Morgan. Free safety, number 2, Drew LeCavagen. Strong safety, number 4, Matt Kufta.
This time the ball goes to Schaefer. He stopped in the backfield for a loss on the play. It'll bring up 3rd down and 10 as he lost about a yard on the play. Red Tornadoes all over that play.
Yeah, 2 plays now. Pottsville trying to run up the middle. I guess they're going to try to test the line a little bit before they try kicking to the outside, see what they can do up the middle.
Chipolonia back into that backfield. He's alternating with 9. 5 and 9 will alternate back and forth as the tailback. The big guy there usually is Lukash, number 36, is the fullback. They're in the shotgun formation now on a long 3rd down and 10, so Lukash in to protect. McFarland has lots of time, and he gets his guy, and he gets a nice tackle. That's Kufta, who actually stopped Chipolonia, and it's going to bring up 4th down, and the Tide are going to be forced to kick on a nice play by Kufta as he came up and slowed him down and brought him in then.
I'll tell you what, the last 2 football games, Kufta has done an excellent job. Everything I'm sure Coach Brennan has asked him to do from that cornerback position coming up, stopping Southern and Shamokin in both of those games.
All right, back deep is Wargo and LeCavagen for the Red Tornadoes. I can't see the kicker's number till he turns. This time we put some pressure
26
over LeCavage's head, and he has to let it bounce out of bounds down along the 24-yard line as he misjudged it as it came at him. Kicker was 26, Justin Reedy, on the kick, and a nice kick by the Tide. So the Red Tornadoes will take over in their first offensive series of the night here from their own 24-yard line, 1st and 10. Big 44 yards, it went right past that guy. It looked like he just lost it somewhere because it went right past him.
Well, up here, everything's going to seem like a drive kick. It looked real low from here.
Now we come up in a split backfield with LeCavagen and Chicatano. Behind Muskie.
They're in a 5-2 defense.
We'll give it to LeCavagen, and he gets outside a little bit, and he's got himself some running room all the way out to the 34-yard line. It'll be 1st down, a 1st down run and a 10-yard run by LeCavagen to open the game up.
Yeah, taking a look at the offensive side, the split end, number 27, Tim Wargo. Left tackle, number 79, John Skinner. Left guard, number 71, Marshall Malarkey. The center, number 66, Jonathan Novak. The right guard, number 72, Joe Daukus. The right tackle, number 77, Scott Novak. The tight end, number 88, Rick Greco. The quarterback, number 10, Mike Sosnowski. The tailback, number 2, Drew LeCavage. The slot, number 28, Nate Morgan. The fullback, 41, Justin Leonovich.
Sosnowski passed out to Wargo. Now, Wargo caught the ball right at the stick. We'll see where they give him his forward motion, but he was right at the 10-yard mark. They're going to push him back, so it's going to be at the 9-yard pass. It'll bring up 2nd and 1 for the Red Tornadoes. He was just short of where they placed him. He actually got the ball past the yard marker, but brought back to the 40, just about the 44-yard line where it's 2nd and 9. Nice pass by Sosnowski. Every time they put Wargo in motion, you saw the entire tight defense shift to that entire motion from the Red Tornadoes. We're going to go right up the middle with LeCavage, and he'll pick up the first down. So the second first down of the game already for the Red Tornadoes, and they start this initial drive with some good-looking running.
Pottsville on defense running a 5-2, and they're playing head up. They're playing right on the nose of the guard, center, and the tackles, and it's just straight ahead. They're not doing any stunning in the middle of that line. It sort of makes it a little bit easier for the blocking scheme for the Tornadoes.
This time we go to Chickatana. He's trying to get him outside, and he gets past one guy. He keeps his feet. Nice run by Chickatana. All the way into tight territory down at the 42-yard line. 1st and 10. Red Tornadoes.
I'll tell you, number 31 came from his position. I don't know where he came from, but Chickatano put his shoulder down. He was the one that he hit over here on the flat.
Tom McFarland, the starting cornerback, was hurt as he made the tackle, as Chickatano gave him a nice sting along the sideline. He came off holding his shoulder, and they're looking at him, and he's in some pain down there. All right, Sosnowski brings with one back behind Sosnowski now. He goes back to pass, plenty of time.
A lot of
looks downfield, he decides to run, and he's going to get inside the 40-yard line down along the tight 36-yard line. A nice run by Mike Sosnowski. A nice block in there. The receiver back there.
28. Nate Morgan makes a great block to spring Mike for, about 6 yards. Heads up play by Mike, and you can see now the maturity, is starting to step up, and I'm sure Coach Brennan is smiling right now down there when you have a young quarterback coming in like this, and all his receivers, instead of him throwing it up, intercept or whatever, he tucks it in and picks up 6 yards.
And 2nd and 4 now for the Red Tornadoes as he brings Morgan in motion towards us, and he gives it to Chickatano, who makes the turn. Nice tackle down there by number 54 for the Tide, Matt Govern. Picked up 2 in the play. It'll bring up a 3rd and 2. It was a nice play by Govern.
Yeah.
He had a head of steam on him turning the corner.
Yeah, Chickatano, they had some room to the outside. If he just could have, and all McGovern did was just grab them by the shoulder pads. He reached out, grabbed them, and took them down.
Govern's over at that defensive end position, so he played that position very well, that play. All right, I formation with 2 yards to go for the first down. And this time we go with LeCavage, and he picks up the first down. And he's down inside the 30-yard line, down to the tight 28-yard line, where it's 1st and 10 on a very good-looking opening game offensive drive for the Red Tornadoes.
I'll tell you what, both sides of the offensive line going all the way from John Skinner, Marshall Malarkey, Jonathan Novak, Joe Daukus, Scotty Novak, and Rick Greco. And also right there was Justin Leonovich, 41, putting a big hit on the defensive end.
This time Chickatano is trying to pop it outside, makes a cut up inside. He's going to take it down to the 25-yard line for a 3-yard gain for the Red Tornadoes. Down on the bottom of the pile down there, getting off his number 6 for the Pottsville Crimson Tide, Eric Corby on the stop. 5:52 remaining here in the first quarter of play.
3 balls spotted right on the 25-yard line. 2nd and 7.
Well, we're making some switches in and out. There's about 3 guys trying to keep those fresh legs in there.
field looks a little bit muddier right now in one area down there. Do you see that? We're operating right now. It looks a little bit chewed up down there. This time, Chickatown, he's got himself a lot of. You see me slip there. As he crossed over the 20-yard line, you see him lose his foot a little bit. And it is I'm going to say that it is a little bit shaky down in that, like from the 35 down to the 20 down there. It looks a little bit mucky.
On that right hash mark.
He picks up a first down on the play, so it's again 1st and 10. Red Tornadoes they're down at the tied 17-yard line, and they're looking very sharp on offense.
If you want to watch a game, you people want to watch a good game, take a look at the line and how they're blocking already tonight in this series. They're blocking straight down the line, back into the center, and we're kicking right off tackle to pick up the yardage.
Go back to pass. He looks downfield and intercepted. He's intercepted on a tip pass down there by Corby. And Corby's heading upfield, and he's got himself some room. Chicatano finally brings him down. But he tipped it right at the goal line, intercepts the Red Tornadoes. So at the 4:44 mark, the Tornadoes turn it over right at the goal line of the Pottsville Crimson Tide. It'll be 1st and 10 Tide as they go the other way now. Ball's going to be set down right at the, is it the 21, 20, no. Right down at the 23-yard line. But
Hold it.
Let's see what we're doing.
What's going on? They did not move anything yet.
Let's see what we're doing here now. We got all kinds of, but Farnham's going into the game, so.
Right, there's a flag on the play.
Okay, so a penalty on the Tide, which will drive them back inside their 10-yard line down to the 7. So it'll be 1st and 10 from the 7 on the interception now as they were caught with a penalty.
On their 7-yard line.
So the Tide back on offense now as McFarland gets them lined up. Gives it to Chaplonia, and he gets out to about the 10-yard line. He's dropped down here by Chapman, and I believe that's going to be Greco when he turns towards me. Greco. So the two linebackers set him right down at the 10. Pick up just about 3 yards on the play. It'll bring up 2nd down and 7.
They're not setting up an I formation back there.
It's kind of an odd formation.
It's an odd. The fullback, the blocking fullback, favors the side that he is running to that block.
Yeah.
So he might be a yard to the right.
Yeah, you can see he's kind of offset. You're exactly right. He's not straight in an I formation. And they go the way he was, and this time McFarland's going to keep it. And he's tripped up along the 14-yard line down there.
About 4 yards.
Running an option play. Number 5 was the trail back coming around to the outside. We did have him covered, and Farland, of course, decided to take it up. And I don't know if that was Kufta coming up to make the tackle.
Kufta made the tackle.
That was.
McFarland, the most dangerous guy here. I mean, he was the guy last year that gave us fits. They'll run the option. They'll see a lot of option before the night is over. That's the one they have the most success with because it exploits his speed and shiftiness. And the Tide want to call a timeout at the 3:27 mark of the first quarter as they're sitting down at their 14-yard line. They have a 3rd and a long 3, just a little bit more than 3 for the first down. So the timeout here on the field by the Tide. And they'll talk it over with Coach Keating and see what they want to do. They'd like to pick a first down up, I'm sure, because they don't want to be punting.
Yeah.
To be punting right from their goal line if they end up punting on this play. So they want to move the ball a little bit and get some field position.
Oh, I'll tell you what, it was an impressive first drive for the Tornadoes. You know, taking the ball over, it was about maybe the 30-yard line and driving all the way down to about the 15. Some nice blocking, some great pulling by Daukus and Marshall Merarkey, the 2 guards there, as I'm watching them from up here with the binoculars. And what's great about that is you can zero right in on it, and see how they're doing.
All right, we come out of this timeout. The Tide's going to line up a 3rd and a little more than 3 for the first down. Ball on the 14-yard line of the Crimson Tide.
Tide has the ball, 3rd and 3 at their 14-yard line.
And you go on that kind of offset I again. And he goes the other way. He's going to pass. He had some pressure down there, and he was looking down there for number 7. That's Jake Wardtella, but he took a major hit down there from, looks like Chapman, and then Big Joe was lurking. But Chapman, I think, I can't be sure now. We don't have the replays up here at the moment, but It looked like
Yes,
Chapman, I think it was, to put the pressure on him.
Well, one thing that I noticed was the amount of pressure that was put on him. And he turned around. Number one, his 3 receivers were already covered. He just put the ball up in the air.
All right, Reedy back to kick, and he's kicking right, like I said, from about the 2-yard line as he lets it go. A nice kick. This time, the Red Tornadoes talking to each other, and nobody picks it out again. So it'll go dead, but it goes dead inside Tide territory at the Tide 45, where the Red Tornadoes will take it over 1st and 10. We look a little shaky on the punt return all of a sudden as 2 of them now hit the ground.
That was a floater. That really...
Yeah, that wasn't not nearly as hard as the first one he kicked.
And, you look back, they're looking at each other. Well, who's going to take it or not? Is it coming over to you? And,
yeah. This is actually a 31-yard kick compared to the 44-yard he had the first time. Split backfield for Cisnowski now, and he'll give it to Ledkavich. And Ledkavich got hit hard, but kept on going. He took it down for about 4 yards in the play, so it'll bring up a 2nd and 6. They hit right at the line of scrimmage and never went down. Tough hit and a tough run by Ledkavich.
You take a look at defense for Pottsville. They are giving us a gap, a big gap on one side or on the other, depending on, the type of defense that they are running. And I'll tell you why, you can exploit that gap on a certain play. You're going to pick up some big yardage. Now take a look at gap. The gap's on their left, our right.
Ledkavich again, and he'll cross over the 40-yard line down to about the 37-yard line. It's going to bring up a 3rd down. Let's say a 3.
Gain of 4. 3rd and 3.
Gain of about 4 yards on the play. Again, the Tornadoes aren't running anything other than just straight handoff, and either we're taking it up the middle on a couple trap plays or around the end with Chicatano. There's no misdirection as of it, at this point. We didn't even try any of that yet.
All right. 3rd and 3. Ball inside Crimson Tide territory, and we're going to give it to Ledkavich again, and Ledkavich is going to pick up the 1st down. 1st and 10, Red Tornadoes. Ledkavich running very hard in the middle of that line, and you're right. They are exploiting the gap. And the other thing I notice very oddly about a quad A team like this, they're not very big on the defensive line. No, we are really much bigger than they are across that line, and we're showing that we're hitting them and wearing them a little bit as we push them off the line of scrimmage.
And not only that, the one thing we noticed last week was Shamokin, how very quick they were on defense off the ball. As soon as that ball was snapped, they were there. Tonight, Pottsville is not as quick as what Shamokin is, and I think we're beating them to the punch.
Pitch it out to Chicatano as we try to get him outside. He's going to pick and choose his way. And he does, and he picks up some nice yardage as he crosses over the 30 down to the 29-yard line. And that's about a 5-yard gain on the play for Chicatano. Bring up 2nd and a long 5 for the Tornadoes.
When you can pick up 5-6 yards on your first down, boy, that open up the playbook for you. You can really reach in and pull out some different things.
And Ledkavich trots in with the play. We're down right, the ball sitting right smack in that muddy spot that I talked about a little bit earlier, so they got to watch their footing a little bit here, as we saw Chicatano in that first series have his feet give out from underneath him in the muddy conditions down there. This is Ledkavich, and Ledkavich is trying to find a seam there, and Ledkavich, he turns it upfield and takes it down over the 25, inside the 25 to about the 24-yard line.
Tackled by Eric Harvey.
That time, Justin Leonovich, that was he faked a straight dive play. He had 3 guys tackle him at the line of scrimmage, including the linebacker.
Yep.
Leonovich, what he did was he kicked it to the outside, going to the left.
So it's going to bring up a 3rd down now and 1 for the Red Tornadoes inside the 25-yard line of the Tide. And they seem to be having their way right now. I mean, on offense, they had the interception, the tipped interception down at the goal line, but other than that. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the end of the first quarter of play here at Pottsville, Pennsylvania, with the score, the Red Tornadoes 0, the Crimson Tide of Pottsville 0. They're just very good, very technically good at what they're doing, and they just play football the same way. So it's bearing itself out here on a big 3rd and 1 play now for the Red Tornadoes.
Of course, we come in with the powerhouse backfield. We got Chicatano as the tailback, Drew Ledkavich and Leonovich as the leading blockers.
Chicatano comes out of the back, and Chicatano's got himself a run Chickatano's going to score a 24-yard touchdown run by Chickatano. Oh, nice play.
It was a great play. We had Jesselinovic going to the right, and we had Drew LeCavage leading blocker that time, believe it or not. Not only can he carry the ball, but watch the replay and watch how Drew LeCavage lays a hit on the corner man, and that is exactly what sprung Chickatano for the touchdown.
And the other thing you want to notice on that play is, I think you've fallen over here and flagging this up, is the burst of speed right at the end there that ran right past the last guy that could bring him down. As Kufta puts it up, and he got it just over. There's a flag down. He just got it over the crossbar as he kicked it in, and we'll see what the flag's going to be. Of course, Kufta's still perfect on the season here, but let's see what they call here. And we're going to have a long talk about this. I believe that it's going to go against the Tide.
Yep.
Now, we had like 18,000 long talks last week, but then it didn't dawn on me last week who that crew was.
Oh, I told you.
It answered all of my questions about why they didn't know what was going on.
I told you who that crew was.
Yeah, they're continuing to be one of the most interesting officiating crews in high school football. But that was just a matter of whether Malcolm wanted to take a 1 yard closer,
right?
See maybe go for the 2-pointer, keep the kick. So they elect to keep the kick, and I Kufta. He's saying to himself, I don't have anything in there, but he got in and I'm counting it. Matt, of course, was at supper club last night. And his brother, actually, his younger brother, the freshman, was there too, Marcus. But Matt is just a great kid. You love talking to him. He's such an engaging young man.
The penalty now is marked off on the kick.
Okay.
It was a personal foul.
All right. So there you're going to kick from their 45-yard line. So it's going to be ugly field position for the Tide here, as LeCavage will tee it up. But just a great conversation with him, and he's just a good kid. He really is. We also had Nate Morgan with us. Talked about the catch.
That was
the game.
I'll tell you what. He should take a picture of that and hang it up, because that was perfect. Couldn't have been any better for him that night.
Safer and Jack Carrell.
He's going to kick it into the end zone where they're all going to kneel down. So it'll come out to the 20-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10, Tide from the 20-yard line.
There, 20-yard line, first down.
Yeah, we had Jason Boyer there last night with us too. And,
right.
We had just a great crew. Kyle Bartle. I'm sorry, I'm not Jason Boyer. Kyle Bartle was there with us last night. All right, the Tide will go back on offense. They have not had a ton of success so far in the football game against this Red Tornado defense, but then no one really has. As McFarland will bring him up. He's going to hand it off in there, and he was hit, and he's loose, and he's free, he's going to go. He was hit 5 different times in the Tornado lineup, and he got loose. And that's Chiplonia, and he's going all the way 80 yards. 80 yards on Matt Chiplonia. As he was, he should have been brought down 3 different ways.
Hit him so hard in the backfield, but he kept his balance and has now gone 80 yards on a great run for a score. But I don't think Rick Greco could hit anybody harder than what he did.
So the Tide will line up for the kick to try to tie this game up, and lightning strikes for the Tide instantly here as they come right back on the first play from the line of scrimmage. Number 13, I believe, is in there for the extra point attempt. Dan, who is that? Lukash is the holder, but is it 13?
No, 13 is the holder.
Lukash he's the fullback. Hedeman is the holder. Okay, I was going to see which one was going to kick it. But Lukash is going to let her rip there, and Hedeman is the holder. Had it down, and it's no good. He kicked it. He drove it right to his right there and missed it. So the Red Tornadoes still lead this ball game at the 11:40 mark of the second period, 7-6. As the Tide, and a great run by Chiplonia, but really should have wrapped him up. He was hit too many times to be where he was. And that's just a tough run by him.
That's exactly what it was. It was a great block on the line to give him that opening. But I'll tell you what, he put his shoulder down 3 times and made 3 contacts.
Lucas will kick off.
All right, Lucas will do the kickoff duties too, the big fullback, and he's going to let her rip here. And he kicks it. He kicks a great kick. Wargo takes it down around the 9-yard line, heads back upfield, and Wargo crosses over the 25, and a nice return by Wargo as he takes it up to the 28-yard line of the Red Tornadoes, where it's 1st and 10, and the Tide player is hurt on the play, so we'll have a timeout on the field there as they attend to the Crimson Tide player.
Take a look at Wargo taking that kickoff over his shoulder, which was a smart move by Timmy.
Yeah. Leckleiter's the guy on the ground for the Tide, hurt on that kick return, so we'll see what's going on there as they attend to him. And really a very quick first quarter. This is one of the quickest first quarter.
Yeah.
I thought last week was a very quick first quarter when we played there at Shamokin, but this is a very quick one here.
And you know what happened? You put the kibosh on it last week.
Right, as soon as I said it, it was over, yeah. All right, folks, we're watching big number 55, Kyle Leckleitner, coming off the field. He's a senior linebacker and guard, and he's coming off. He was shaken up on that kickoff return by the Red Tornadoes, so they'll attend to him over on the sideline there, and the Red Tornadoes will go on offense. And this time they go to Ledkavich, and a nice play this time. Ledkavich will pick up a couple of yards on the play, but he stopped in there by number 4, Dennis Mascarenas. That was a nice play by Mascarenas that time as he upended Ledkavich.
Yeah, and he was blocked pretty hard. He was down on the ground when he made that hit.
They'll bring up a second and about 2 yards on a play for
the
Ledkavich.
Tornadoes putting a wide slot to the right side, and Chicatano also coming to this side when the ball was snapped. I guess, trying to make a little bit of room for Drew Ledkavich on the left side, trying to draw somebody over if you're keen on the tailback.
Put Morgan in motion now. And he goes back to pass, and he looks over there, and he's got his man, and that's Wargo. Wargo's taken out of bounds down there by number 7, Wartella. He's about a yard short, it's going to look like. Let's see, it's maybe 2 yards. Let's see where they line him up right there. Well, about a yard short of the first down. It's going to bring up 3rd down and 1. Say a long one.
3rd and less than 2 yards.
Or as the loudspeaker said, 3rd and less than 2. It's a long one to me. Either way, it's not quite 2 yards. And it's come out in the power backfield now. And they give it to Chicatano, who has the first down as he's crossed over the 40-yard line out to the 41-yard line. 1st and 10, Red Tornadoes. And the Red Tornadoes put up a lot of first downs here in the first half of play. They lead only 7-6, but they're controlling the football against this Tide defense.
Yeah, some wonderful blocking up in the center of that line. That time we're running to the left side on offense, on the side of John Skinner and Marshall Morarki and John Novak, of course. Jonathan Novak, the center.
This time we pitch it to Chicatano. He's got himself some blockers out there as he tries to turn, and he does. Puts his shoulder down, he takes it up over the 35-yard line. He's out of bounds about the 46, and Crimson Tide bench there.
I got lost with the loudspeaker here a little bit. Justin Ovich, again, the lead blocker that time, taking on the tight end, or the defensive end, and just controlled him all the way down the field.
Going to bring up a 2nd down and 4 for the Red Tornadoes. Chicatano this time, and he'll take it out to about midfield. Big hole. He ran straight on into it, right at the 50-yard line. He ran into number 40 down there on the play. Buziak made a nice play to corral him, but he ran right at him. he was coming with a head of steam at Buziak, the linebacker.
Watch.
Short of a first down by about a yard. 4th down.
Daukus.
Big Joe,
when he pulls. I mean, he is put on for how big he is. Mm-hmm. Boy, does he have the speed coming off that line.
All right, brings up a third down now and a 1 to go. And right up the middle goes Ledkavich, and he easily has the first down. And then some, he's in Tide territory now, down to the Tide 46-yard line where it's 1st and 10, Red Tornadoes.
Skinner, Marshall Morarki, and
Big John.
Jonathan Novak.
And Novak leading that crowd going through the middle. And Novak doing a great job with that center position. He's a smaller version of centers that we're used to a little bit, but he's just doing a tough job in there. We're used to some bigger centers over the years, but he certainly doesn't lack for velocity in what he lacks in size. All right, 1st and 10 now for Cisnowski. He goes into that kind of full house backfield for the Red, but he's going to pass out of it. He's looking for Wargo, and Wargo, he's just a little too long for Wargo. Covered down there by Jake Wartella, but just long, so they'll bring up 2nd down and 10 now for the Red Tornadoes.
And that play there is nothing more than timing.
Yeah.
Because all Mike is doing with the full house backfield like that is stepping. The two lead blockers are just splitting. Mike stepping back and laying it out on the sideline that if Wardo gets to it, he catches it. If not, it's out of bounds.
Draw play, Shikatano, and he's loose. Good run by Shikatano down inside the 40-yard line. He's tackled by Wartella, but a nice run on the draw play.
7 yards for being tackled by Jake Wartella.
Yeah, good hole there for Shikatano, and that was pretty much a natural hole that was formed because when Mike dropped back, the defensive line for Pottsville sort of spread out a little bit to contain to the outside.
Another Tide player came off the field hurt, and they have suffered 3 or 4 injuries already here in this first period of play. One of them, the left right, is not going to return. So it's a 3rd down and 3 now off the draw play. And this time we give it to Shikatano, and he continues to pound yardage for the Red Tornadoes inside the 35-yard line, down to the 32-yard line again. Wartella and Corby on the stop.
About 8.
I think Shikatano's come into his own.
I have to say that, yes.
In these last 2 games.
Absolutely. He is just running with a head of steam out there. And the thing that scares you there if you're the opposing team is the speed.
Yeah.
He's knocking into you now, but you let him go, and he's gone. I mean, once he gets past you, you're not catching him. So 1st and 10 for the Red Tornadoes down to tight 32-yard line as they've marched up and down the field here in the first half of play, but lead only 7-6. We pitch it to Shikatano, a high pitch, but he's got it.
And look at the blocking out.
He's going to head to the end zone. We'll see. Touchdown. A 32-yard run to add to his 24-yard run. That was a nice play. It started out a little shaky, but it turned out all right.
That's the first time this year that we've seen the pitch with the full house backfield. Everybody blocking with 2 blocking guards pulling out and leading the way. And it was actually like setting up the wall for a punt. He had so many blockers down there that the Tide couldn't even get into him.
All right, Kufta on for the extra point attempt.
That's Kufta to attempt the extra point.
He puts it up, and there's no question about it this time. He stays perfect on the year. So at the 7:36 mark of the first half of play here, the Red Tornadoes 14, the Tide of Pottsville 6. And the Red Tornadoes prepare to kick off. And the Red Tornadoes having their way with that big offensive line. They seriously outweigh the Tide defensive line, and it's showing here tonight as they're pushing them all over the field.
The trap blocks are working so well in the center of the field. When either Drew or Justin or Damian carried the ball on a straight dive play. But I'll tell you what, the blocking on the outside, and it is difficult when you're talking about a guard, 2 guards picking up out of their position and leading the halfback on a pitch play like that to get out in front of him to put on some good downfield blocking. And that is most difficult to do, and I'll tell you what, these guys are working it to perfection tonight.
The stand-up and cheer crew.
Let Calvish get ready to kick it off now. You kick it over there, and it goes to number 2, and he's in trouble. The ball loose. I'm not sure what the Jack Carmel was trying to pick it up. It bounced right in front of him and then got away from it. He almost was in trouble there. But the Tide retained possession. It'll be 1st and 10, and the ball's at the 14-yard line.
Adam Parkansky dove for the ball and actually hit the ball. Yeah, he did. That's why it squirted out of bounds.
He did.
That's how close he was to recovering the fumble.
Yeah, it just kind of, Carrell got handcuffed down there. He was on his knees, and he couldn't do anything, and he almost got in trouble, but he got away with it there. So the Tide will come up with McFarland at quarterback there. 7:34 remaining here in the second quarter of play. And he's going to give it to Chaplonia, and Chaplonia again with some nice yardage as he's starting to look very good. Of course, he got an 80-yard run in the last series, so...
You think after an 80-yard run like that, though, you'd be a little leg weary.
He's like a tough runner. They're very small runners. The whole group of them, very small, except for Lukash. Let me see Lukash here. He's 225-pound fullback. The rest of these guys are one of them is, Chaploni is 170. Wortella's 160. So they're not real big backs. And again, Chaploni, and this time, he's not going to go anywhere. Picks up about a yard in the play.
That's might be enough for the first down.
You see if he crossed over the sticks or not there. He's very close. And they're going to look it over, and they're going to bring him in. He's very close to the first down, so they'll bring it in and look at it there. Big Joe just trotting back into the game there. Big Joe just comes in, things are going to turn ugly. Schaefer going in. Schaefer's actually the back that rotates in and out is 150 pounds.
Wow.
Well, they're really not a real big backfield except for the big fullback. Kind of a scat back offense. Which is it's a first down. Somewhat odd for them, as you remember them. They always have the big bruising tailbacks all the time, running right at them. The fear would come back and just kill you every time. But they're a much smaller group as far as that goes here. 150 pounds, seems very small. I didn't realize he was that light when I looked at the roster there. So they're lining up. They're the 1st and 10 now. They're on their own 24-yard line.
Joe Daukus in there at the nose guard position now. So we're moving some guys in and out. Marshall Merarke's back in. Skinner's in at the tackle position.
Pass by McFarland. He's under some pressure as Big Joe almost intercepted by Morgan. And it is. Kufta picked it off. Morgan fooled with it for you. Tried to get him, knocked it down. Kufta picked it off. 1st and 10 Red Tornadoes on a fabulous interception by Matt Kufta.
Morgan was the one that went up and hit the ball. Right. Had it in his hands 3 times. The receiver for Pottsville was laying there, and it hit his chest. The ball did not touch the ground yet, and that's what he picked it up off the player.
Nifty defensive play by Kufta there, and a great play by Morgan. He was all over the pass play, and the Red Tornadoes take over 1st and 10 from their own 45-yard line.
And snagged by Kufta.
That's when you know the ball's bouncing your way on that kind of a play. We'll go in motion now. You see how they adjust to his motion right away as we go back to pass. And he's going to be in trouble right away. Number 32 for the Crimson Tide. That's Mike Ebling on the sack for the Crimson Tide. And he blitzed in off the side there and took him down.
And I'll tell you what, Mike had seen him out of the corner of his eye. He had the ball up in the air, and automatically he tucked it back down and took the loss. And that's what you want to do.
So it'll be a 2nd down and 19 now for the Red Tornadoes as Louis Novich will bring the play in. Nice play by number 32, the Ebling. He was all over the quarterback and he came off the corner there. And we've been susceptible to that several times now as we roll on one side and the offside guy takes us in. This time we go back to pass. Plenty of room. It's a screen pass. That was Big John over there trying to kill a guy legally, and he did. He said number 4 on down there. That was Mascarenas, and all I saw was Mascarenas being drilled into the ground on the block.
Well, the only thing I saw were his 2 legs underneath Skinner.
Well, that was ugly. Big John. Big John and Big Joe. That was just a great block. Mascarenas felt every pound of Skinner on him that time. All right, it's going to bring up a 3rd and 10 as we bring it back up to the original line of scrimmage for the Tornadoes. And they'll go into a shotgun formation. He keeps 2 guys back to protect them as the Tide comes up and now adjusts to the motion. And he's got some room there. He was trying to get down in there right at the yard marker. He was trying to hit Wargo and couldn't get to him. So the Red Tornadoes will punt here to the Tide at the 4:24 mark of the second quarter.
Yeah, Timmy just got back, turned around, but there was a little bit more pressure on Mike that time again. That he might have released the ball a little bit too soon. That Timmy couldn't see the ball as it was coming in. It was a low pass.
Drifted back to punt for the Red Tornadoes. Nice center, no pressure, and he lets it rip, and that's a nice high kick, and he's going to go out of bounds down along the 20. It's going to be up by the 25. I don't know why he's standing where he is because it's going to come up to the 25 at least.
Ooh, right at the 20.
We got a bad angle then because it looked like it went out of bounds before that, but who's arguing? Ball's going to go out right at the 20-yard line. So a nice kick by Clifton, no return, and it's 1st and 10 Tide, but I thought for sure it went out of bounds earlier than that, but we're so far away from it. It's like being in another stadium when you're on the other sideline there. All right, 1st and 10 for the Tide as McFarland will bring them up here. And they've stayed pretty much in that kind of offset eye that you talked about earlier in the game, and they're in it again. Chiplonia doing most of the tailback work now for the Tide, and that flag down. And we're going to see, I think the Red Tornadoes may have stepped into the neutral zone. They were faking it or going to blitz, I'm not sure which, but we'll see what they do. I believe it's going to go against us unless we made them move. And we're not allowed to do that, are we?
Well, they're moving. Oh,
it is against them, so it did. They moved. The Red Tornadoes were faking a blitz right up the middle as they came up to the line. So 1st and 15 now for the Tide, and the ball go back to the 15-yard line.
Whether we're going to do that or not, I'll tell you what, it worked.
No, this guy's mic'd. I didn't hear him before, did you?
Yeah.
I can't hear anything. I'm going to be deaf before this game's over. You're stepping on my mic cord, I'll kill you. Oh, sorry. All right. McFarland comes up now at a 15-yard first down play. And he gives it to Chiplonia, and he's going to be drugged down in there.
That was a good play. Greco was in, but the hit was Jonathan Novak from the left defensive end position, making a great play that time.
Jonathan Novak.
See number 83 and back in Fracolosi into the nose guard position.
Yeah, the pickup of only one on the play is going to bring up 2nd down and 14 now for the Tide.
Tornadoes now on the 4-man line.
Farland rolls out and he's going to pass. He has plenty of time, but not enough. As he was going to be brought down behind the line of scrimmage, and that's Skinner who chased him down at the offside and took McFarland down from the far side. So Skinner returning. We talked about this last night. You watch a game like Shamokin, and it's so tense, and you're watching it. You didn't call Skinner's name a lot, I watched the game on TV then, and I'm talking about last night. I tell you what, Skinner had the best game you could ever have. He just completely dominated, and actually, if you watch it throughout the game, they began to adjust so far away from him that he took them out of their offense last week, and he's doing the same thing here.
Greco was another one.
Yeah, Greco had a
fantastic game. And again, it's just an emotional game for everybody.
And Skinner was I just thought he just dominated everybody last week on defense. He really did, and he's actually doing it right now again, too. Although he is actually lined up on that side now. He's a little bit different from what we saw him last week.
Well, you see we get into that 4 defense now.
It's 3rd and 17 as we're going to do a draw play. He's got some room, but not enough. Great play by Kufta. He is just such a sure tackler. Now, Kufta had 73 coming out in there, man. He 290 pounds. He stepped right around and brought him down.
Number 26, Ray Kraniak, is in that. Actually, he usually plays a nose guard position, and now he's back in the as a corner, as a soft corner.
Reedy's back to punt. The Red Tornadoes are back around midfield to take this punt. We put some pressure on him.
That's good.
Nice high kick to Wargo. We give it to Ledkavich, and he comes around the line trying to see that picket fence, and he's got a good one. And he runs his way down in the Tide territory down to the Tide 31-yard line. 1st and 10. There's a minute 53 remaining here in the first half of play. Nice run by Ledkavich that time on the reverse. We haven't seen that play much this year either.
We haven't. I'll tell you, there was just one man that
one guy got the picket fence screwing up there, and he screwed up enough that we couldn't make the cut outside. He cut inside.
But still, Drew picked up 20 yards on it.
Yeah, we were definitely heading for the picket fence along the Red Tornado sideline. You can see them all lining up over there. Right up the middle with Ledkavich. And he crosses over to 30, down about the 27-yard line. He's 4 yards in the play, 2nd down and 6 for the Tornadoes. And they're hurrying here at the 143 mark here. They want to get the play run. Leonovich will spell Ledkavich here in the Red Tornado backfield as he brought the play in. And the thing about this is that they're white. We're all white. We're getting dirty now, so I'll pretty much not see a number at all by the second half here. Wargo split all the way out to the right, and he brings Morgan in motion to the right, and that's the way he rolls. He looks downfield. Oh, there he's got Morgan. Morgan will take it down inside the 15-yard line down to the 13-yard line. 1st and 10, Red Tornadoes. Clock will stop as they move the chains. A minute 13 remaining here in the first half of play. Another nice play by Wargo.
Tornadoes had set up an exact same formation. We put Morgan in motion, coming from left to right, and all he did was hit the seam down on the hash mark. Timmy Wargo over here on the right side was completely open down the field also. So both receivers are now picking their spots.
Little pitch to Ledkavich, a nice little play as he takes it inside the 10-yard line down to the 6. That was a play we haven't seen much anyway. We've seen it at all. I'm not sure, but nice play. And we have a timeout on the field. And the timeout is by who?
I think by the Tornadoes.
The clock was running. The clock's down at 44 seconds, but it should be at 55.
55, but I still think we
call the timeout, but I wonder where Coach Brennan was going, and he was pointing at the clock. So a timeout on the field here with 44 seconds left. It's 2nd down and 3 from the 6-yard line of the Tide. So the Red Tornadoes want to put some points up here before the half and get a comfortable lead here.
Again, some nice play calling by Coach Brennan, setting up in the same formation, setting the plays up, and then all of a sudden you come out and you instead of running the ball straight dive like we've seen the last couple times, now all of a sudden we got a curl pattern by Nate Morgan and a fly pattern down the sideline by Tim Wargo. Both of those boys were wide open at the time.
So the Red Tornado offense really clicking here in this first half of play. They are very sharp. I mean, running up and down the field, and really probably had more points as they were tipped at the goal line there on the pass. We probably would have scored in that area too. So they look very good on offense tonight here early in this game in the first half. So they've put together a real first half of offense here, which they had a tough time for the last 2 weeks pretty much doing. All right, high formation now for the Red Tornadoes. We put Wargo in motion. You see them rotate to him, and that's Ledkavich, and Ledkavich continues to churn his way. Ball's down. He's down at the 4-yard line. It's going to bring up 3rd down and about 1. 3rd and 1 with 40 seconds, 34. The Red Tornadoes need to hurry this up. The clock is ticking on them as they try to bring the play, and Leonovich brings it in, and Ledkavich runs it out. So they want to get up to the line of scrimmage quickly, and they do. They'll snap the ball and the Tide call a timeout. So the Tide had the Tornadoes in the spot where they were trying to hurry the play up, and I'll call a timeout to readjust their defense. So with 25 seconds left, there's a timeout on the field again, as the Tide want to try to stop any more points before the onset of halftime. And the Red Tornadoes would like to put a couple more in there. The Red Tornadoes lead this football game 14-6. The Tide on the board with a thrilling 80-yard run by Chaplonia. And that's the only scoring. And actually, They don't have many first downs if they have any. They're not doing much offensively here at all as far as being a sustained drive goes, but they did have lightning strike with Laponia, so that's the 6 points on the board for them. Of course, Chicatano doing all the scoring for us here in the first half of play, and he's been running and playing very well in these past, the Shamokin game really came out with it. Yes. They had us even out tonight the same way.
And I think tonight the line also is clicking as a complete line from the tight end all the way over to the tackle position. The pulling is very sharp, very crisp. The blocking, the trap blocks in the center. Jonathan Novak is blocking on the linebackers from that center position is just outstanding.
Now we go into a full house backfield behind Cisnowski. It's 3rd and 1, and it's Chicatano, and he will score. Touchdown. Damian Chicatano, his 3rd touchdown of the first half of play here. And the Red Tornadoes are out to a 20-6 lead with Kufta on for the extra point. And that was just a good run. He was designed to go a little bit inside. He picked and chose his way and popped it in the end zone for about a 3-yard run, I guess, 4-yard run.
Kufta will attempt the extra point.
Kufta on here with Morgan to hold here with 21 seconds remaining in the first half of play. And it is up, and it is good. So the score now, 21-6, Red Tornadoes over the Crimson Tide. Red Tornadoes will get ready to kick off with 21 seconds remaining. And they got to be very happy with their first half. I know the stats are going to reflect that when we see them, if you ever come back from going to get them. It's like, what is it, about a mile and a half down to the stats? Where we are now? I can't even see Jose. I mean, I know he's there, but I can't see him. And you know it's a far distance if I can't see Jose. I hope he doesn't watch these games. So Letkavich will go in, and he'll continue to do the kickoff duties as they're going to wear his leg out without replacing him now. It's like 3 games now. We have, 2. No, because Southern Columbia we moved in and out of who was kicking. Smoking we did, Smoking we let him kick them all. So Letkavich will line her up there and
for the side.
He's having another good game, too, at Cabbage. He really is. With Chicatano having an outstanding first half of play here for the Red Tornadoes. Chaploni is down deep at the 5-yard line. And we'll get this thing ready. We hear the whistle. And we let it rip, and it's going to go down in the corner down there on the 16-yard line to Corral. And Corral had a nice run going there. He's brought down in there by number 26 for the Red Tornadoes, and that's Ray Kraniak, and a nice stop at Corral. I believe this will be a pass play. I'm guessing.
We're back into our 4-man defense. It gives us 1 extra man out on the flat.
I guess right, it is. Oh, and Marshall Malarkey.
Nice
play by Morgan. Once again, Morgan is all over Wartella. Great defensive play by Wartella. There's 8 seconds left there now before the half. And we did exactly what I thought they would do. But he also took a nice hit from Malarkey as he let the ball go, too. Malarkey burst through there.
And Malarkey sort of let up a little bit because he didn't know whether he was going to get hit with a flag.
Yeah.
But Morgan now 2 great plays defensively on his receiver. For some reason, it seems like Pottsville's trying to work his side of the field a little bit.
Yeah, and with no success whatsoever. They're staying away from Kufta, I guess, was the thought process, but you're not helping yourself going at Morgan either. All right, McFarland brings him up. Now we're in a straight eye formation on this play. And we're going to give it to Chaplonia. And he'll be brought down about the 41-yard line.
Sean Fracalosi, number 83, making that tackle.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the end of the first half of play here at Pottsville, Pennsylvania, with the score of the Red Tornadoes, 21. The Crimson Tide of Pottsville, 6. And we'll be back very shortly with the first half stats.
Solos for this year's show, Sarah Sharkey on trombone and Amanda Stepp on baritone. The NCAA band travels extensively and has performed many locations, including the U.S. Capitol, the RCA Dome for the Indianapolis Colts, the Sky Dome for the Toronto Argonauts, Ventum Stadium for the Philadelphia Phillies, and last August they made their 5th appearance at Ralph Wilson Stadium for the Buffalo Bills St. Louis Rams NFL preseason game where they perform for over 62,000 fans. The band is led on the field by drum major Samantha Shutt, color guard captains are Athena Haskell, Amber Murin, Christina Johnson, and Ashley Lay. Bernard, existing staff is Bernard Steller, director, professional arranger, and instructor, and drill design. Paul Felicis, music arrangement. Nicole Roscoe, assistant band director. John Jacoby, assistant to the band director. Jeremy Fisher, assistant to the professional instructor. Grace Gasparoni, color guard instructor. Special thanks to Brian Leslie, Sam Levito, Kevin Young, the MCA School Board, administration, and special thanks to Red and White Music and Marching Association for their continued invaluable support. We now invite you to sit back and enjoy the 2003 edition of the Mount Carmel Area High School Big Band Band.
Okay, gang, we're back here to start the second half of play here at Pottsville. But first, as the captains meet at midfield, we'll have Wayne give us the stats that he took a shuttle bus to get.
Thank goodness there was an extra 5 minutes for the midgets to play ball for me to get down and get back and catch my breath. It is a ways down there. Mount Carmel on the rushing side, 27 carries for 166 yards. Chicatano is just having an explosive night tonight, 13, carrying the ball for 116 yards. And Lekavich, 12 for 53. So not only is Lekavich Shicky doing a good job, Lekavich is doing a great job also, including the blocking. Passing, Mike is 4 of 7 for 40 yards. Wargo, 2 for 16. Leonovich, 1 for 10, and Morgan 1 for 14. First downs, 13 first downs. Pottsville on the other side, 11 carries for 110 yards, and you have to remember one was an 80-yard carry for a touchdown. So actually, if you really want to look at it, maybe 30 yards, 30, 40 yards rushing. Passing department, 1 for 4 for only 4 yards. And that gives Pottsville 2 first downs only, as you said. We were trying to figure out if they had a first down or not, but they did have 2. So Tornadoes are doing everything they want to do, both offensively and defensively. And when we had talked to Jose and I were down there talking, we said, they look so good tonight. And it might be because of all the pressures now off them. Coming off two tremendous mentally draining games, that now they can just relax a little bit and really play football, and you see what they're doing tonight.
That's a good point by Jose. That really is. I like the way he thought about that one. Morgan with the ball, and Morgan stiff arm his way out to the 44-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10. Red Tornadoes. And, of course, the big news here tonight is I have won the halftime raffle at the stadium, and I got the game ball.
I'm telling you what, I am just with the luckiest person in the world.
I am the man.
You couldn't have won the $300 50-50.
Well, I won the game ball.
All right, excellent. Okay, I'm so happy.
I'll probably be able to auction it off for hundreds of dollars, though.
Are you going to sign it? You signed it, it's worth 50 cents at least.
Oh, yeah.
On the open market.
Try to hurt me. All right, 1st and 10 for the Red Tornadoes. Mike brings them up, puts Morgan in motion. And we go to Chickatano, and he's in a nice hole there. And Chickatano barreling his way into Tide territory all the way down to the Tide 44-yard line where it's 1st and 10 Red Tornadoes. And they start their second half right where they left off in the first half with a punishing ground game, a punishing one by Chickatano.
Yeah, take a look. The left tackle, number 79, John Skinner. Left guard, 71, Marshall Merarkey. The center, 6'6", Jonathan Novak. The right guard, Joe Dalkas. Right tackle, Scott Novak. And, of course, the tight end, Rick Greco.
Chickatano again, he splits it outside, and he's going to take it down inside the 40 down to the Tide 37. He is just running just so well right now.
But take a look. The defensive right side of the line is non-existent with the blocking that's going on from the offensive line for the Tornadoes.
Yeah, the Tide really undermanned as far as size. We talked about it in the beginning of the game, and it's really bearing itself out here as the game progresses. And they look, believe it or not, they look tired.
Yeah, they do.
They really do. It's a cool night. It's not very hot, but they definitely look like they're tired out there. One of them's on a knee already. And sometimes they just do that. I don't know, maybe he's not tired, but they just look it. You know what I mean? They got their hands on their hips in there, some of them. So it's a 2nd and 2 for the Tornadoes at the 37-yard line of the Crimson Tide as Mike gets them ready here. And this time he's going to go to Ledkavich, who's found the hole blocked and then said, I'll just go over here instead. He's brought down in there by Andy Buziak, number 20.
Scott Novak, the right tackle, just buried the end, took him right downfield, and of course Drew, he followed right behind Novak all the way down. Whew.
That line is just tearing them apart, though. That offensive line is awesome right now. He splits both guys all the way out to his right, Wargo and Morgan. He's in an I formation. But we're going to give it to Chickatano, who's going to try to get outside, and he does. Makes a nice move down there. Number 1, Tom McFarland made the stop, but he made a nice little spin move and picked up a couple more yards on the play.
Yeah, Chickatano's between him and Drew hitting the outside. They're having their way with off tackle all night long, picking up 5, 6, 7, if not more yardage. And you see that the play is designed to go between the tackle and guard, and the blocking is done so well between the end and the tackle and the guard, just bringing the whole defensive line down in the center field. They're able to kick to the outside.
2nd and 4 now for the Red Tornadoes, and they'll go right up the middle. And this time they're going to stop Ledkavich right along the 25-yard line. He's hauled down in there by 54 there, Matt Govern on the stop for the Tide. It will bring up 3rd down now and 3. No more than 3. Almost 4. So the first time they actually stopped us for no gain, it was on that play so far. That was a nice play by Govern as Cisnowski trots in with the play. This time Chickatano, and very close to the first down. Very close to the first down. It's 4-down territory here anyway, but he's going to be very close on a tough run. And they're going to have to measure this because he is close where they place it. So let's do the measurement as they decide to do just that. But just some hard running by Chickatano. He had 113 yards in the first half alone. So he's on his way to a career night here for the Red Tornadoes in his career.
You were right, 116 on 13 carries.
116, okay.
So you're talking nine yards a carry.
Let's see if we got it or not as they stretch it, and it is first down, just by the nose of the football. So a tough, almost 4-yard run by Chickatano to keep the Red Tornadoes rolling here. They're down at the 21-yard line of the Tide, 8:53 remaining in the third quarter of play. The Red Tornadoes leading 21-6. We should have like a scrimmage in the parking lot with a game ball then.
Okay.
It'll only be like one play and then I'll be done, but it'd be great. Well, option play to Chickatano. Nice play down there by number 5. That's Saplonia. Nice play. He played a great defensive play on the option there.
Well, that time we split far left, and we came back to the right side. Pottsville, seeing that we only had one man in the backfield, had blitzed the defensive end. So in that case, Mike had to release the ball to Damien a little bit quicker. The corner, number 5, did come up then and make a good stop.
All right, it's going to bring up 2nd and 13, a 3-yard loss on the play for the Tornadoes as they go into that offset split backfield. Give it to Chickatano, and there's a flag on the play, and that is a second flag on the play. 2 separate flags fly for 2 separate offenses, it looks like. So the Red Tornadoes will take a penalty here, and they're going to have a mess of a second down going when they get done working this off. And I think both of them went against us.
Holding call will go against the Red Tornadoes.
I think he's calling. I don't think they're doing anything with the saying unless they're both holding.
I think they're both holding, to say the truth. Yeah, I think that's what they came out
On the offense.
Because you're not going to tell me that they both saw the same hold 30 seconds apart from each other when the other guy threw the play. So, I don't know.
He started at the 36-yard line.
So now we're back out at the Tide 36-yard line, and it's 2nd and 25. I told you it was going to be an ugly second down on that penalty there. 7:52 now. Another quick running third quarter here as we stay on the ground. Go back to pass, a lot of time, and he lost this one. He was trying to get to the corner of the end zone, and Wargo actually turned the other way. So a little miscommunication between Wargo and Sosnowski. He threw a great pass, but Wargo wasn't there. He had turned inside, and they just give a little chat there to each other as they run back. Litkavich now coming into the backfield for the Red Tornadoes as Sosnowski gets to play. So 3rd now and 25.
But you can see how much time Michael has.
A lot of time on that play, certainly.
Just to sit back there and be able to see all his receivers.
Shotgun, plenty of time again as he has time to look down the field, and he's trying to get the Wargo a little bit high for Wargo. He was covered in there by Mascarenas and Wartella. So it brings up a 4th down, and now I think the Red Tornadoes are going to kick and try to pin him deep down there on a 4th and 25. As they looked pretty good opening up and then fell apart there between penalties and the option play and the 2 passes. So they'll end up punting and
number 27, who's that? Trey Savitsky is centering the ball.
That Costa will punt.
Who?
No, 27 is to me. Wargo.
He angles it over there and a nice kick.
Ooh, boy,
nice kick. Pick it up. Oh, I thought we had that before it went in, but it's a touchback on the goal line.
Just rolls into the end zone.
Ball is on right back. It was on the line.
It was on the line. 20-yard line. 36-yard punt, no return.
All right, it'll be a touchback, so the ball comes out to the 20, where it'll be 1st and 10. Crimson Tide as McFarland brings his crew in to start on offense here at the 7:19 mark of the third quarter.
We have a set of car keys there once again in the press box. If you find that you're forced to walk home, you might come up here and pick up the car keys.
A comedian for the Mulligan West announcer. All right. All right, McFarland back to pass out of that shotgun. He looks downfield and he gets his man. Number 6 down there for the Tide is Corby. Letkavich tattoos him, but a nice 15-yard gain for the Tide out to the 35.
That's the first time that quarterback had a little bit extra time and actually had an alley to see the receiver. The receiver had gone down 15 yards and hooked up, and good pass.
Again, back to pass. Oh, my goodness.
Did you see that?
Fracolosi. Nice play by Chickatell. I guess he just decided I'll just railroad this guy. He hit it so hard he went right into the cornerback. Talk about having a head of steam on you coming through the middle of the play there.
That was pretty good. I like that. Sean, that was a good play.
You could hear the hit up here as he came through the line. My goodness. All right, 2nd and 10 now for the Tide on the incomplete pass. Nice play by Damien at the end of that play, but Fracolosi was the real star there. Shotgun formation now for McFarland. And he's going to get a keeper there. And going to take it out to about the 40-yard line. Getting about 4 on the play or so. I'll say a 3rd down and 6.
And again, he set up in a shotgun formation. The last 2 times, there was sort of a natural hole that was formed, on the rush by the defense. And I think they were just trying to exploit that by, having a quarterback pick the hole and take off.
Now we see them in the offense we saw them so much in last year. The same lot of shotgun and letting him pick his lanes and decide what he wants to do. Plenty of time this time as he looks downfield, and he's got his man down there, number 9. That's Schaefer, the 150-pounder down there. And he's brought down by Letkavich, I believe, on the stop, but it was.
Good enough for the first down. The quarterback getting a little extra time, although they are keeping the 2 halfbacks in the block there because there is a lot of pressure coming from that line.
All right, it's 1st and 10 now from the Red Tornado 49-yard line. Back to pass again. He's got more time than you. Oh, that was a nice attempt by Schaefer. Was behind him, and he almost hooked it, but couldn't hold on to it. So it'll bring up 2nd and 10. And this is the first time, I believe, that they've marched into Red Tornado territory on their own without an 80-yard run. This is their first foray in the Tornado territory, and they're just over the midfield mark into Tornado territory.
Well, we put the height back in now that he's doing a little bit more passing. We had Skinner and Daukus in there. Now we got Sean Fracolosi comes in. We have a 4-man rush on. Put an extra guy out on the flat.
He's going to keep it because he bobbled it on. I think it was a keeper from the start. He bobbled it. But he picks up about 8 yards on the play.
Going forward for 8 or 9 yards.
Oh, now we got a flag.
On the play.
Yeah, I'm not sure who that's going against.
Tackle
A
made
little bit of extracurricular right at the edge of the play there on the tackle.
Yeah.
And if that goes against Pottsville, and that's going to...
On the offense.
Here we got Joe Daukus coming back in, and number 79, John Skinner, going out to take a rest.
Back on their 44-yard line.
So they go back over the 50-yard line, back in their own territory, and the big penalty. So it's 3rd now and 3rd and 16. Yeah, 3rd and 16, I guess, for the Tide. For McFarland, he'll go back in the pass. Now they've done this 4 or 5 plays continuously now. So he rolls a little bit. He's trying to get his guy out there, and he does, but not nearly enough for the 1st down. Chickatell brings Wartella down, and it'll be 4th down, and the Tide will have to kick it.
Yeah, he didn't even get out of bounds. The clock is still running. You wanted to try to, if you were Pottsville anyway, try to kill the clock anyway and save a little bit of time, and did not do that. Chickatell did keep him in bounds.
From the Tornado 48.
For a second, they thought about going for it there, but rightly so, they decided to kick it. They don't want to go for it. They're down already. You want to give them field position like that. So they'll kick the ball away to the Red Tornadoes.
Justin Reedy will punt.
Reedy's going to do the punting for the Tide.
With Cabbage and Wardell Aziz.
Nice kick. That's a nice kick. Let that one go over your head, guys, and hope it goes in the end zone. It does. Nice kick, but into the end zone, so the touchback brings the ball out to the 20-yard line for the Red Tornadoes. They go 1st and 10. 4:21 remaining here in the third quarter of play, and probably the best-looking drive of the night for the Tide, and then they kill it with an unsportsmanlike penalty. And I formation for the Red Tornado. Chickatano on that I-back spot, let Cabbage in front of him. And then Chickatano with the ball.
Nice blocking on that line.
Got himself some room there. So he's going to take it up over the 30-yard line. 1st and 10, Red Tornadoes. 10 more yards for Damien tonight.
Nice blocking with John Skinner on the left side and Marshall Morarkey. It's just a trap block. Marshall Morarkey is just coming back, stepping back a little bit, and kicking the end out. But also is the lead blocker tonight is Leonovich. Justin is just doing an excellent job blocking those people downfield.
Chickatano again, he'll take it up over the 35, close to the 36-yard line. Gain of about 5 on the play. 4 on the play. Let's say 4 will bring up 2nd and 6.
Gain of about 5, 2nd and 5.
Now I'll give him 5 where they placed it down at.
Yep.
We played a lot of time in that little muddy spot there. There's one muddy spot in the whole field, and I think we spent a good portion of the game fooling around in it down there. Pitch it to Chickatano. He's going to try to get outside. He's going to pick a lane, and he does. And that was a nice little move there by Chickatano.
He dipped to the inside and just froze the defender just long enough, and he kicked it back to the outside for the extra yardage.
Mascarenas is number 4 now. He and Skinner have been going at this thing on and off all game and watching it. That time they do it again, and Mascarenas gives him a little bit of a shove, And the ref's over there talking to him, and I'm thinking he's got to be saying to him, you weigh 180 pounds. You could get killed if you keep fooling around with this guy. We got a player down on the field, and it looks like the infamous cramping. As they look at him, he's sitting up and talking, That's unfortunately that is number 5, Chaplonia, and he's been the big back for the Tide tonight. We'll see. That it doesn't look like it's real serious. Hopefully it is not. Coach Keating been talking to the ref now. He's been talking to him on and off now for about a couple of minutes, and I'm not sure what he's mad about.
I don't know.
He's definitely mad. I mean, he's been going at him now for a while. He's been chewing on him.
Yeah, he has himself worked up into a lather on this one. Whatever it is, I have no clue.
So it's going to be 1st and 10, Red Tornadoes, where they put the ball. The ball's at the Red Tornado 43-yard line. But Keating is definitely fired up about something, but I would not be able to tell you what he's mad about right now.
Action set resumed. 1st and 10, Tornadoes at their 43.
This time let Cabbage with the ball, and he runs hard.
To let Cabbage
up over the 45 to the 46-yard line. A gain of about 3 on the play.
That's Buziak and Eric Corby making the tackle.
You take a look at the fakes between Drew LeCavage and Chickatano, and the two of them, even though they're running a fake, to draw somebody off on the defense, they're running it 100%. And, a lot of times you see somebody, lackadaisical, they'll run it slow or this or that, just to try to conserve energy. But both of these guys, as they're faking that dive play, they're running it 100%.
Chickatano, nice move at the line of scrimmage. Look at this run. Oh, he's just going at it now in the Tide territory, down at the Tide 43-yard line. 1st and 10, Red Tornadoes. Chickatano having his way with the Tide defense right now.
Did you see who got up right next to him? Was number 77, Scott Novak. Scott Novak was blocking all the way down. What did Damien pick up? 15 yards that time.
Yep. 2:09 remaining here and counting in the third quarter of play as the Red Tornadoes marching again on offense, and they have all evening. Look at Cabbage. He splits it outside. I'll tell you what, nice play down there. I believe that's number 6 that made the play. Corby, he saved the touchdown because he would have split. He went out to the sideline and been down.
And you could see Drew Lukavich looking downfield. You know, he was looking to try to get around him and skirt the sidelines.
So 2nd and 4 now on that 6-yard gain by Lukavich. Lukavich again, and he'll pick the first down up, and oh my goodness, he just keeps rolling down there. Number 9 made the stop. Schaefer got him by the legs down there, but
Dalkas getting up.
Big Joe. Big Joe was on the bottom of the pile.
Skitter's down there. You're talking about these linemen running 15 yards, you know, with the defender in front of them.
Well, you know, we said this before, and it bears repeating. This line, you know, Brennan's a line coach. Yes. Mike was a lineman, and he's a line coach. And you can see, you know, that they really benefit from that attention from him because they are an excellent line. That time they had Lukavich in the line of scrimmage. He almost stopped dead, and he still gained a couple of yards on the play. Actually gained about 3 yards on the play. It'll bring up 2nd and 7. So 7.
Made by Andy Busiak and Dennis Mascarenas.
We have a time. What are we doing here? Let's go on timeout here. Him.
Official timeout.
Let's see, he's looking at something here. I wish they would tell us why they do that. Like, he has a mic. They should say why they. All right, that's why. He didn't. Clock keeps running. The clock guy's got a lazy finger here. He keeps letting time run off, which is okay with me. I got to get my game ball. Borgo makes a nice play inside there. Morgan was trying to block from. He's inside the 20, down about the 18-yard line.
Complete to Tim Wargo. Jake Wartella and Dennis Mascarenas bring him down after a 4-yard gain.
You're right. All right, there's 12 seconds left, and the Red Tornadoes have decided to let the quarter run out. So at the end of the third quarter of play here, it is the Red Tornadoes 21, the Crimson Tide 6 in a non-scoring third quarter, but a quarter nonetheless dominated by the Red Tornadoes. We saw that all game last year.
Yeah, last year. And that might be their only savior right at this point. Maybe to put another score on the board is to get him loose, and the only way you're going to get him loose is by spreading the defense out on the Tornadoes by putting wide slots out and split, leaving Kirkland back there by himself, and then say, here, you're going to throw the ball or you're going to run it.
Hey, look at this.
I know.
There's like 650 cheerleaders on the track in front of us. Oh my goodness. I gotta watch this one. Look at this crowd.
Don't get too close because you'll wipe out half the stands if you go over.
Oh, now that was really hurtful there. You didn't have to say that. My goodness.
I'm only looking after your concern.
Yeah, I can tell. You're just mad about the game ball thing. Now the jealousy comes out now. I didn't think I'd see it, but now here it is.
Well, I look at it this way. You go over the edge, I'll take the program and get it.
Also on the road.
All right, we get ready to start the fourth quarter with the Tornadoes driving at the 18-yard line of the Tide.
Wyoming Valley West.
Chicatano, and he burrows his way in there, and he'll be very close to the first down. We'll see where they spot it. And they're going to take a hard look at it.
And that was a tough run by Chicatano, and they give it
first down. Yeah. First and 10. First and 10 out of the ball, sitting about the just inside or outside the 15-yard line, 16-yard line of the Tide. So the Red Tornadoes continuing their march here as the 650 cheerleaders. If they start really cheering all at one time, they can knock us off the roof. My goodness.
They'll drown out the loudspeaker in front of us.
It was like a cheering camp or something they were saying. My goodness.
Now we got our full house backfill in again.
on 1st and 10, which is somewhat different, but we go right up the middle, handing it right out to the closest guy to him. That's Ledkavich on the carry. He's inside the 15 down to about the 13, so we'll say 2nd and 7 for the Tide. Buziak on the play for the Tide. Usually that Buziak having a nice play. He's a sophomore, 190-pound. Let's see, what is he playing here, though? Linebacker. Yep, linebacker where he lines up at. Now we go to the Chickatown on the short side of the field, and he's not going to get around the corner this time. Nice play by the Crimson Tide. I believe it was 54 down there is Govern, and he's also having a good defensive game for the Tide here tonight. We've called McGovern's name a bunch of times. So it'll bring up 3rd and 5, and the Tide player is either down or, yes, he is down. The Tide player is Schaefer, and he's the 150-pounder there. You got to give him a lot of credit. The 150 pounds playing.
Player for the Tide.
But he's now down. They weren't sure if he was just taking a rest there for a second, but he's definitely in pain down there. So
he tried to get off the field and come over, and he just couldn't make it, and just knelt down in the middle of the field there.
So the trainers will come out and attend to him. This will give me a chance, of course, to talk about Supper Club here for you guys. And talking about Supper Club, last night we had some special guests, and we do throughout the year. And these guys are really some unsung heroes of the program. The Chain Gang. The guys, you see them, they're always on the opposite side of the field of the home stand, but they've been doing this for years. They're a pretty much well-seasoned group, and they came, and a couple of them had their wives with them, and just a great time to have them with us. And I mean, truly, they're part of the program, part of the whole deal at Mount Carmel area, Tornado football. And of course, we had Don Fodor and Bob Fodor there, and Matt Quiderovich and Art Woomer. And Quiderovich, I guess, the youngest member of this crew, and they made him talk, I might add. So you could have guessed that was going to happen before he showed up, I guess. But it was just great having them with us. And Supper Club, of course, tomorrow night, 6:30 in the back room, Matucci's. You cannot go wrong. It's $5 dues. You can order food or not if you don't want to, and it's up to you. If you get the meal, it's $7. If you order off the menu, it's whatever, it's from the menu. But you get to meet the players, talk to the coach about the game we're seeing tonight, and of course, the upcoming game with Marion.
Or you can come down and meet the Chain Gang and ask them, what's going on.
Questions about the Chain Gang. It's just a great time. So if you can, get on down to Matucci's tomorrow night and enjoy a night of football with the Red Tornadoes. Ledkavich, and he's going to be very close.
I think he got it. I think it was the second effort. Ledkavich was tackled, and he lunged forward for an extra yard or two. Now it's going to be where they place the ball.
They got that ball right on the 5-yard line. That's a first down. It's now 1st and goal from the 5-yard line for the Red Tornadoes. 10:34 remaining in the football game here now, and we're getting a little bit of drizzle, Wayne. Either that or you're slobbering on my hand.
I'm slobbering.
All right, so it's not raining like I thought. All right, he gets everybody split out here now to his left as he lines up in the formation. But we go right up the middle, and this is not, or Ledkavich. Nice, a good hard run by Ledkavich. You just get pounding away at that thing. He'll take it down to about the 2-yard line. 2nd and goal now from the 2. And the Tide puts in what I'm assuming is their short yardage gang, and their big 73 goes in there. 290 pounds. You got to guarantee he's a short yardage guy. As they try to stop the Red Tornadoes from scoring at the 9:50 mark now of the game. Another score here is pretty much going to cement the game for the Tornadoes, and the Tide are going to take a loss if they can't stop us here. This time we try to go outside with it, and we're not going to do it. Number 20 for the Tide. Again, Buziak. A nice play by Buziak down there. So it'll bring up 3rd down now. We'll see where they gave him the forward progress to. And he's back at the 2-yard line, so no gain on the play. 3rd and 2 now for the Red Tornado. 3rd and goal from the 2. And we send in Leonovich, the bigger fullback, comes into the lineup for the Red Tornadoes with the play.
He's a bruiser. He has just done an outstanding job blocking all night long since he's been in there as the lead man.
He stopped us again.
On the 1.
How about the 1 yard line now? A nice play. Chicatano tried to put it in, but a nice play down there. We'll see the guy who gets off the bottom down there. I can see his number, and that's going to be number 40.
Buziak making the
Again,
play.
Buziak having a great game for the Tide as he stops us on the 1. Then it's 4th and goal from the 1 yard line.
I think we're trying to give Drew LeCavage a touchdown here. He's touched the ball the last 6 times.
And we'll see what my guess is we try to go outside on this play as the Tide has packed it in there.
Yeah.
We split to the wide side of the field now. We were split to the skinny side before.
Short side, yep.
But now we're in the wide side of the field. But we don't do that, and we don't go in.
No.
The Tide has stopped the Red Tornadoes from the 4th and 1, and they have turned the Red Tornadoes back, so they'll turn the ball over. As they went away from all the power that time and tried to put it in, but don't do it. So they take over on downs at the 2 yard line.
It takes over on downs at their 2 yard line.
So a big defensive stand for the Tide. And they get some renewed life here in this football game, but they forgot to put a guy in there. So, and that's going in there is Buziak, and that's all right. He had enough of a defensive play.
Yes,
he can afford to take a rest and not go in. So McFarland trots in. They huddle in their own end zone here at the 7:58 mark of the game, and we'll see what the Tide do here to try to get out of the hole.
I think Adam Croker, number 51, is playing the right tackle position.
This time they go to Chaplonia, and he gets it out to about the 5 yard line.
Up to about the 5.
59 Chapman getting off the bottom of the pile down there.
Tackle made by Nick Chapman.
Chapman looks to the sideline for the play, the defensive call.
In a 3, 2nd and 7.
2nd and about 7 as they're still inside the 5 yard line as they line up in that offsetted I formation. And again, Chaplonia, this time he's in trouble. He's going to lose the Chapman all over the place in there. But Fracolosi getting off the bottom of the pile too. So he loses yardage on the play.
Justin Leonovich.
And Leonovich was the initial guy inside. I didn't see him because he was covered by the other 2 guys.
3rd and 8.
So 3rd and 8 now is the ball back at the 4 yard line now. And the Tide would love to get a first down here because they're not going to want to kick from the back of their end zone in the punt formation. So we'll see what they do.
Short punt, that's for sure.
Definitely a short punt.
You'll be back there about 15 yards. And
they've called timeout, a wise timeout for the Tide to get this play settled for themselves. They'll sit deep in their own territory. They're behind in the game 21-6 here, and they don't want to make a mistake this far deep in their end zone. So a nice play by McFarland, I think, to talk to Keating and get the idea of what really we want to do here, because ideally you can pass and you're making an awful choice to do that, but you don't have a whole lot of choices there as you're got a long down on 3rd.
And never drink and drive. It's the law.
Never drink and drive, Wayne. It's the law.
Well, thank you for that little commercial.
I'm going to hear this loudspeaker like for 3 days going in my sleep, I think. I forgot, we haven't been here in such a long, we've been here since, 93? I forgot what it was like up here. I mean, these loudspeakers will blow your eardrums out. We're wearing, the headsets, and I turned mine up as far as I can so I can hear you, and we're standing 2 feet from each other.
Actually, I could not see you from the other side of the field.
You couldn't,
No, I could not.
Okay.
3rd and 8 on their 4 yard line.
All right, 3rd and 8. We bring them up and we get ready to roll here. Back to pass goes McFarland. A lot of pressure, and he throws it high. A lot of pressure that time, and he went down hard. It looks like Greco said hello to him at the goal line. The pass incomplete. He was trying to get it out to Corby, and now it's 4th down, and they will be kicking from the back of their end zone to the Red Tornadoes.
Sean Fracolosi in there also with Greco standing right next to him. So a lot of pressure put in on the quarterback that time. I mean, you see what he did. But also, Nate Morgan playing a great defensive game also. Was right there on top of the receiver.
So the Red Tornadoes go back to receive it. They're at the tied 40. So they need a big kick out here from Reedy. No pressure from the Tornadoes, and he kicks it towards the Pottsville sideline. It bounces the other way, right past the Pottsville Tide player, and it actually bounces dead at the 18-yard line. We're talking about a 14-yard or so punt.
So actually, from the line of scrimmage, that was like maybe 12 yards.
What was the line of scrimmage, the 4 or the 2?
Oh, okay.
Well, you're the math guy. I mean, I
thought it was the 4. I don't know what I forgot what they passed. They tried to pass on the last. Yeah. It was from the 4.
So I was right.
Thank you.
You're welcome. It's no problem. This mine's like a calculator.
It's like a trap.
All right. 1st and 10, Red Tornadoes inside the 20-yard line. We throw it over to Morgan this time in that little play.
Oh, nice.
He sidesteps the thing, and Morgan, look at this guy. Morgan! Nate Morgan into the end zone.
He's got it.
Oh, come on.
From where I was standing.
Oh.
Did you see Nate Morgan make 2
He made some great moves.
Right behind Wardle. Wardle comes back and blocks for him. A nice shield block, and Nate Morgan stepped right behind him and in front of the defender.
What's with this? Where are the balls placed at? What is his knees about 5 feet away from his shoulders or what? Come on.
I don't know.
Oh. I hate when I make a call like that. I have to take it back. I got to reverse that touchdown call.
I'll tell you what, from here, looking at
he looked like he was in for sure. I don't know where that went. All right, 1st and goal from the 1 for the Red Tornadoes. And this time Sosnowski jumps over. We'll see. He got it. That was an interesting jump there. I haven't seen one of those like that.
Tornado touchdown.
But a tornado touchdown and a 1-yard sneak by Mike Sosnowski, and the Red Tornadoes now to a 27-6 lead with Kufta coming on for the extra point attempt. And that was an interesting jump there. Kind of tipped himself all the way over almost.
Coming from Kufta.
It is good. And that was a shaky one there for a second. We got to get it down and all.
Shaky one. Matt Kufta now set a record for the Tornadoes for a career 22 consecutive kicks so far in the season. And my hat off to Kufta.
You being an old kicker,
yes,
you can appreciate what he did there.
I'm proud of him.
All right, the Cabbage going to kick it off here. He's going to kick it down to about the 15-yard line down there with Schaefer. And Schaefer's got himself an opening, and he's gone to the outside.
Oh, nice
Cabbage
tackle.
brings him down.
Oh, Drew LaCabbage, beautiful open field tackle. Let's go back again just to make sure. I got to make sure.
We had a tape change in between that extra point there.
And I want to make sure that Matt Kufta gets all the credit in the world here, because I know how hard this is. Matt Kufta has now set a new record for the Tornadoes. 22 consecutive kicks now during the season. And we know how many great kickers have gone through. And I'll tell you what, my hat off to Matt, because I know the amount of pressure that you're on, when you go out there to kick an extra point.
Keating is absolutely livid on the side. I don't know. He was trying to get a timeout, but look how he's throwing his headset down. He is absolutely fit to be tied, and I'm not sure why. I don't know what he's mad about, but he was mad. I mean, he's doing the ref the what for down there. I see him doing it.
Here it is. They use one type of ball. We use another.
Oh, we had a different
ball.
ball.
They did not exchange the ball. He's been telling him that all night long. They have it.
Ooh, he's mad.
I know.
He is fired up. He's right, too. You see the ball come in. You saw it come in there.
They're looking for the game ball. He's saying,
that's my game ball.
I know. You know what? Why don't you go down and get your game ball that you won and just run it out there?
They went and lost my game ball.
There it is on the
field. Oh, man. Oh, is that yours? That's an interesting conversation. Which one's yours?
Nope, that wasn't.
That wasn't theirs. We're going to bring one off the tight sideline now. And that looks like it now.
That's yours. You're not getting
mine goes back into the game
It's
now
in the game.
because they lost the game ball. But we'll get this thing going here. Keating's blood pressure's up about 900 points right now as he was livid about the change of the ball. But
now we figured it out.
Yeah, we know what it is now. As McFarland goes back on a 2nd and 10 now from the tied 49-yard line. And he was under a lot of pressure, and he'll be brought down for a loss on the play.
Greco making initial hit.
Greco's down there, and
Skinner.
see who else gets off the bottom. Greco's in the very Skinner. Is that Skinner in the very bottom?
Marshall Meraki.
There's Marshall, yeah. So McFarland loses another couple of yards on the play. It'll bring up, well, they gave him 1 yard loss. It'll bring up 3rd and 11 now for the Tide. And Keating is still having that conversation with the sideline judge down there. He's not giving up. And he's right. I mean, he has a good point. I mean, they did have the ball screwed up. And he was trying to tell the guy and ignored him, you know, as he was trying to get the ball changed. So I sympathize with his frustration. Fallen looking downfield. He's looking way downfield for... Morgan was on coverage down there. Morgan was all over him. He was trying to hit number 6 down there. That's Cordy. But nice coverage by Morgan as he was alone down there with him on one-on-one coverage.
Tell you what, Farland can throw a ball.
Yes, he can.
You see how far that ball went?
Yep, well, it was their ball.
Wow. Oh, okay.
We should try to get the well, we're seeing this on a Friday night, of course, with the Pottsville Republican. That'd be interesting about what Keating had to say about this whole thing. Is he was just wired up on that one. Reedy's back to kick for the Tide, and he lets it rip, and he sends it right at Litkavich. It bounces in front of him. It bounces in front of Wargo. He picks it up, and now Wargo heads upfield. And he's got himself a nice run back there as Wargo is still going. Still on his feet at the 35-yard line. My goodness. Nice return by Wargo. He just wouldn't go down.
Now that should be a lesson to the guys back there. You know, don't let the ball drop. You know, the ball comes dead light. Pick it up and run with the ball.
A 20-yard return.
20-yard return.
Yeah, 20 yards on the return for Wargo. So a nice run. And now, let's see, we're going to get the ball right here first. The Pottsville guy is bringing the ball out himself now. He's going to hold on to this no matter what now.
He ran out, and actually, he was the one that tagged him. He took the to get the ball.
Excuse me, I need the ball back. I'm not making this mistake again. I'm going to get killed at the game. Look at Cabbage is loose now, and then Cabbage up for about a 13-yard run.
Now again, we're changing sides here a little bit. Now we run over the right side. Again, you know, Jonathan Novak, number 66, the right guard, number 72, Joe Daukus, the right tackle, number 71, Scott Novak, and of course then the tight end, number 88, Rick Greco. But I'll tell you what, the thing that sticks out here tonight is definitely the line play and how well they are moving people around tonight.
Oh, look at the hole here.
Yes.
Who is this? Is this
21?
That 20? Yeah, look at this run by the Red Tornadoes to take it in. And he does. That's number 21 for the Red Tornadoes. Ryan Kogut takes it in for a 52-yard touchdown run by Ryan Kogut. What a run by Ryan.
Great trap block.
Oh, my goodness. Look at the hole he had.
And he just took off, and that was it. But did you see him pick his field? And he came back. He veered back to the left side here, to the open side.
Madsen for the extra point attempt. Kogut, a freshman here, 5'10", 170-pound tailback. And he takes it in for the Red Tornadoes.
He won't be able to sleep until next Wednesday.
And Kufta puts it up and adds to that record. Now it's 23 straight for Kufta. And it couldn't happen to a nicer guy, as he is just a great kid to talk with. Yeah. And we visited with him, and I said, just a great kid. We've seen him over the years now, you know, coming back and forth through Supper Club, and always enjoy when he comes up. Just a great guy. So Kogut, with his moment in the sun here in Pottsville, as he goes 52 yards for the score for the Red Tornadoes.
Wow. Nice run, too. I'll tell you what, for a freshman, he certainly did use the field.
He saw the end zone and was going, now we have changed kickers. We will not kick for the same guy for the whole game. The score is 35-6, ladies and gentlemen. There's 3:54 remaining in this football game. And the Tide have just been thoroughly, the offensive stats are awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, they are going to be awesome when this game is over. We have just chewed yardage up on offense on the ground. And we just kept running.
Number 61, Jake Shinsky, is going to do the kicking tonight. We saw him earlier in the season, I guess against Panther Valley. And here he is back again.
Another freshman, I might add, on the field there, gang.
He's a freshman, number 12 here on the left side. Mark Ambrose, he's a freshman.
Chaponia breaks through the crowd, but he won't go too far. The ball hit the ground down there. At 57, it looks like, for the Red Tornadoes, right? That's Adam Hepler getting off the bottom down there.
Number 80, Adam Porkansky.
By Adam Hepler. First down Tide at their 40.
All right, 1st and 10 now for the Crimson Tide.
Dave Sebastian, number 34, is in for Tornadoes. He's going to be playing the corner position here on the left side. Number 55, Logan McCracken, he'll be in. Number 63, Tony Grayeski, he'll be playing the nose guard position. Number 76, Jason Boyers, playing the tackle position on the right side.
We've changed quarterbacks now for the Tide as Hedeman comes in and replaces McFarland as the game's out of range now, and he's going to hand off to a new tailback down there. The tailback is McFarland. The brother, he's McFarland. I guess the brother of Tim is Tom. Tom's a freshman. Tom played the entire game on defense and now flips over into that tailback spot. He was tackled by Grayeski.
Number 30, Andy Daukus, is playing the right end position, defensive end position. Number 35, Rodney Burcheski, is in.
McFarland comes out now. That tailback spot, a new guy's in there, and I'll get you his number in a second as they turn around here.
John Janolic is the free safety, number 42.
Hand it off to the fullback down there. Buziak, now he also moved off the defense out into the offensive side of the ball here.
Adam Hepler, number 57, making a tackle.
And 31 down on the
number
bottom.
31,
Kyle Bartle.
Adam Porkansky.
And number 80, Adam Porkansky.
Making the tackle.
Number 61, Jake Shinsky, now coming in to play some defensive position here.
2.5, 3rd and 7.
All right, Hedeman brings him up. They go back to pass. He's rolling out there. He's got a guy open, Buziak. He was a little bit high, so Buziak fell down as he tried to turn. But he looks like he's about a yard short of that first down in Tide territory at the 47-yard line.
Number 76, Jason Boyer, putting pressure on the quarterback that time.
I give a lot of credit to the Crimson Tide, and I always do. This game is completely out of reach. He has begun immediately to play all of his players, put them in the game, and you know how I feel about that.
48, Dave Avellino, in for the Tornadoes. Number 3, Marcus Kufta, playing the corner position.
Saw him at Supper Club. Hedeman looking back to pass, and he's got Buziak again, and Buziak's got some yardage. He's brought down by number 6 for the Red Tornadoes, Chris Yuha. Takes him down. It's in Red Tornado territory now at the Red Tornado 42-yard line where it's 1st and 10, minute 34 remaining in the ball game here. As the clock continues to go.
Number 55 comes in, Logan McCracken. Again, we're trying to get everybody
get the guy off the field there before we get in trouble. And we go up to Buziak and the ball's on the ground. We'll see who picks it up.
Buziak on the carry.
Buziak got it locked loose on him there, and it's going to be recovered by the Tide. Hedeman got out, the quarterback got on the ball and recovered the fumble.
Number 85, Jack O'Donnell, was in playing the defensive end position.
And goes Big Jack heads out of the lineup there.
Number 44, Dave Stamets is in.
Red Tornadoes having a heck of a time deciding who's in and who's out of this game. Got a Chinese fire drill going on and who's in the game and who's not. 31 seconds and counting as Hedeman gets them up there on a 2nd and 12. And he's going to go back to pass. He's under.
Nice. Oh, take a look at it. Mark Ambrose getting up in the air and just blocking that ball coming in from his defensive end position.
Now look at Ambrose. He's all arms and legs. I mean, my goodness. He's got a wingspan on it when he gets him out there. So he blocks the pass. We'll bring up 3rd down and 12. Now the clock stopped on the incompletion.
He's a freshman. 6'4", 195.
We're going to give it to the tailback coming out of the pile there. That's number 2 for them. That's Corral. And he's back down at 42 and 35.
Yeah, Rodney Burcheski, number 35, and John Janolic, number 42, making a good hit there.
3 seconds left. This is the end of the game, ladies and gentlemen. That is the end of the football game here. Tonight at Pottsville, the Red Tornadoes continue their streak, beating the Crimson Tide 35-6 in a well-played football game from the Red Tornadoes side of the ball on offense. And, of course, on defense, we ultimately to 6 points. And that was one play, an 80-yard touchdown run by Cipollone. I'll never get this guy's name right. Cipollone at the first quarter. So a great, I think, game by the Red Tornadoes. Everything was clicking. They looked sharp. And we were, obviously everybody was concerned coming out of the game, after 2 big games that we played, 2 emotional games that, this might be the place we could be in trouble traveling up here, a stadium that these guys have probably never even seen before, and wondering what was going to happen. But they came out, and again, the Brennan theory of we play one game at a time and go down the line is absolutely working. He has them believing that completely. They do. They all say it to you. You taught them at Supper Club. They will all say the same thing to you. So he has them right the way he wants them. They don't get real high. They don't get real low. They just play the game. And they just had a great game. I didn't see any injuries on our side of the ball. The Tide lost a couple of players in this game. I'm hoping they're not long-term, but they did lose some players. But the Red Tornadoes looked like they came out unscathed and just looked like they were clicking on all cylinders. And, of course, they need to be because they're going to be meeting the unbeaten Colts in 2 days' time at the Silver Bowl as the Colts come in. I believe they're unbeaten. I mean, I heard the score at halftime here on a Friday night, but I believe they're unbeaten going into this week. So another big challenge for the Red Tornadoes as the Marion Colts come in. That's been quite a rivalry over the years since we started that thing too. And, of course, Stan Dukoski always has his crew ready to go and, ready to play a football game. So it just doesn't get really any easier for us as we go down this schedule. And, that's just the way it is. You're just going to play some tough football games and against some tough competition. And, of course, that pays off in districts, and that pays off for us as we march into championships over the years. So.
And I truly believe, we always said that, the tough schedule that the Tornadoes play, and that is the reason why that they are in the playoffs as often as they are. Because of the quality teams, the Quad A school here. Quad A, right. You got Southern Area, who is a dynasty in Single A. Right. You got Shamokin. It's always a big powerhouse. So, you're playing the big teams, and that's the only way you get the experience. Tonight, we see, I think, finally, Chicatano coming into his own.
Absolutely, he had a game of his life tonight.
A good running game. Drew LeCavage. The same thing. Yep. Leonovich showing that he can block with the best of them and just running over people. But when you look at the yardage that those guys put on the field, it comes from the line. Those unsung heroes, that the hogs as they're called, down in that mud that nobody gets a chance to talk about all the time. And I think tonight, with all the pressure off them, I think they played the game that everybody knew that they could play at one point in time. And I think they're all starting to click tonight.
Good point. That's a very good point. You're right. We talked about it a little bit earlier the same way. So all in all, just a great game here for the Red Tornadoes.
And again, you know, my hat off to Matt Kufta on a great record. It's something that, you know, is few and far between when it comes down to kickers, and the amount of logistics that goes into kicking. You know, people don't realize, you know, it's not only, you know, Matt kicking the ball, but it's also Dave Morgan getting it down on the tee. Yeah. It's Wargo getting the ball snapped back to him. You know, so there's just so much going on, and 23 in a row now for Matt Kufta, and Jose said, do not say a word, or, you know, when you go up there, because I know you want to say something, and I said, okay, I won't do it. You know, and thank goodness. And my hat off to Matt. You know, he truly deserves it.
He's a good guy.
And doing exactly what needs to be done for the team.
All right, the Red Tornadoes are going to walk out of Pottsville with a 22-game winning streak now as that continues on. As I said, we look forward to the Marion Colts coming in undefeated. They are a key game for us and a key game for them as far as the point schedule goes for district playoffs, so it'll be a battle as always. I said we walk away from here with no bad feelings at all. I think we had a great game all around, offense and defense. We got to play some kids at the end of the game.
Yes.
Ty did too. So that's really what football is all about in high school. Where we did all the things we wanted to see. So not to belabor the point, because I need to go get my game ball, let me just say that this has been a sports presentation of WKMC TV. On behalf of the entire crew, I am Warren Altamore.
And Wayne Brokenshire.
Good night.